And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and this is our MLR pick'ems for week number 11 of the MLR 2022 season. I apologize for the lateness of this video. Been a little busy over the week, and you know me, I like to catch up on all the rugby action with the MLR just to make sure my power rankings and my pick'em videos are pretty accurate. So I know we have the return of Friday footy to MLR, and I'm going to try to get this video out as early on Thursday as possible so that you guys can watch it. And make sure if you're part of the MLR pick'em, my Rugby411 pick'em pool, make sure you put your picks in. Quite a few people missed out, and the race, as we'll talk about it later in the video, is getting tighter and tighter. There's a lot of people that are capable of winning, and a lot of people did really, really well last weekend. So let's get those picks in. Okay, so starting off, as I mentioned before, Friday footy is back in MLR. Friday night, April 15th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. A very, very interesting matchup between the Utah Warriors and Old Glory DC. Two teams that have dealt with a very similar situation. Both teams have lost their head coach, Andrew Douglas of Old Glory, taken out a couple of weeks ago, and then just recently Sean Pittman of the Utah Warriors has stepped down. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see how this game plays out. Utah just had their bye, so they kind of had a little time to work things out, but it's been very obvious that Utah is not the Utah of last year. I've made that very, very clear in a lot of my power ranking videos as they've been sliding further and further down the power rankings. Old Glory has surprisingly been playing very, very well. Once the change of head coach in their organization, they played the last two games very, very closely against Rooney and the Arrows, losing by 4 and 5 points respectively. This is a game at Segra Field in DC. Utah making the trip over. It's a very, very intriguing match. Old Glory has not yet won a game. Utah is struggling again, is now going to play for the first time without their head coach Sean Pittman. I think Old Glory has this. I really feel with the home field advantage, with them playing better than they have before, Utah is not doing so well. And again, Old Glory we thought wouldn't look so well either, but they've been doing very well. Utah may do the same thing, but we'll see. Again, they have to travel. They're coming off of a bye. There is such a thing as a hangover from the byes. And I feel, though, Old Glory walks away with it. It's going to be a very interesting game. Very close, but I think Old Glory gets their very first win of the 2022 season. Saturday, April 16th, we move on to the next day, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, back at the York Lions Stadium in Toronto. The Arrows are still again home, hosting NOLA. This is a rematch from week number 3 of this season where Toronto won by just 1 point at the gold mine. Again, NOLA has not won a game at home. This is away now, but NOLA is without Carl Myers. They've been very, very shaky, very inconsistent. The Arrows have actually been looking pretty strong. Maybe a little bit lack of consistency as well, but looking a little bit better than NOLA. They are home, which they looked much, much better this last game. I'm going to give it to Toronto with the win. Their second win at home for the 2022 season. Another very intriguing game for Saturday, April 16th, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the world famous Coliseum. The LA Guillotines host the Houston SaberCats. This is a rematch from week number 1 where Houston upset and shocked the world by beating the LA Guillotines. But those two teams are very, very different from what they were in week 1 compared to week 11. LA is on the rise. They are on a 4-game win streak. Houston has been very inconsistent. Granted, Houston just won against the Dallas Jackals, but that is the Dallas Jackals. I feel LA is a much, much better team, much better place, and Houston is still struggling for that consistency. They're traveling. I feel LA will continue their march towards the top of the rankings and towards another appearance in the MLR Finals. Now let's continue on. I forgot to mention that there are 3 teams this weekend that will have byes. Rugby ATL, New England Free Jacks, and Rugby New York. So there's only going to be 5 games this weekend. They're all going to conclude on Saturday. 4 games on Saturday, 1 game on Friday. Last 2 games for Saturday. Both of them rematches from games earlier in the season. Saturday, April 16th, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. A very big rivalry between the San Diego Legion and the Seattle Seawolves, going over to Starfire Stadium in Seattle. Seattle won the prior game by 3 points, so a very, very close game in week number 3. I feel, again, because it's at home, even though both teams have struggled quite a bit, San Diego just coming off a loss, Seattle also coming off of a loss. Seattle does play a little bit better at home. San Diego, I'm just going to give the home field advantage, and we'll go with Seattle for this one in a very, very important game in a very competitive Western Conference. We'll go Seattle by the narrowest of margins. And then to finish off, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Saturday, April 16th, Austin Gilgronis will go to Choctaw Stadium to take on the Dallas Jackals, a rematch of round number 1, where the Austin Gilgronis slaughtered the Dallas Jackals in their very first game in MLR, 43-7. Is it going to be that big of a slaughter this time around? I don't think so, but I still think it's going to be quite a lopsided victory for the AGs. The only reason why I don't think it's going to be that huge of a lopsided victory, I feel that they're going to rest a lot of their AG members and allow Dallas to be a little competitive, but obviously Austin will try to put this game away, continue their dominance in the Texas series, and continue their way to being on the top in the MLR West. Now let's take a look at our SuperBru pick'ems for last weekend of week number 10 right here. And as you can see, this was a great week for a lot of players, including myself, and shockingly, footy balls. Footy balls, I'm pretty sure you're waiting for this video. Congratulations. Even though it puts me as the golden cap, we both have the same amount of points, so you also have the golden cap as well, in my opinion. We both had all the teams right. We had bonus points that makes our difference between everybody else. We had a couple Grand Slam points, so congratulations, footy balls. You have turned it around. A little poking and prodding from both myself and Rugby Union and League fan, USA Rugby Union and League fan, get the name right. A little bit of prodding from both of us has poked the bear and wakened it, and you are now on a roll. Very impressive, brother. Congratulations on a very good performance. Coming in second, we got a new player into the pool, X Kata at 9. Also, All J Long. I think he was getting a little upset about losing his lead in the league, in the pool. So he's had a very, very good pick'ems this time as well. And Frisco continuing the dominance as well. Congratulations, brothers! Another good week in the ranks. And then Brandon B-Dog82, haven't seen his name up in the top for a while, and he's back up there as well. USA Rugby Union and League fan 6.33, very respectable. It's just unfortunately footy balls had the top, So really, really good. That rivalry is getting hotter by the minute. Let's now take a look at the overall rankings. And as you see, All J Long, especially after a very good week, this time is maintaining his dominance. But here comes X-Cot, 57. He's just back by 9 points. Harry has dropped down. He didn't have such a good week, so he's 55.5. I went up 2 spots to number 4, 54.3. I'm pretty bad at this. Slides down to number 5 at 53.9. And Scary Larry Rugby, who didn't have the best week either, slides down to 52.83. But again, as you can see, a lot of things can happen in just a couple weeks. You can bounce up like Frisco Flame has been bouncing up after a couple good weeks. Footy Balls is not quite up there, but man, he is coming in close for USA Rugby Football League and Union fan. They're only separated by 2.5 points. Like I said, that rivalry is heating up. So USA Rugby League Union fan, you need to step it up. Otherwise, Footy Balls is going to run away with this rivalry. So again, the number 1 player in the league at the end of the season will get a MLR t-shirt from myself, But man, it is anyone's game still. All day long is trying to prove his dominance, but weird people are catching up. So again, make sure you get your picks in. Friday is a game, so make sure you get it in before Friday night. Don't miss out. Quite a few people did not make picks this last weekend, and you missed out on what looked like an easy week for a lot of fans. So let's make sure. So again, thank you very much to everybody that's participated in the pool, and good luck. And thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the pitch.